Alrighty, fanboys and fangirls, on today's episode, the Google Pixel 6 and 6 Pro case images have come out, and we got a little bit more information on that detailed image that we saw, and we're going to talk to you about the reported size and also camera specs that leaked as well, and maybe get an idea of where Google is heading with this flagship. Also on today's episode, Samsung is looking to hire ex-Apple and other CPU manufacturers to help make their in-house CPUs better, and lastly, we have an update on the Z Flip 3, so I'll get that out of the way at the end of the video. All that on today's episode, so stay tuned. So real quickly before the video starts, a couple of announcements. Number one, I thank you guys so much for being patient with me. This week has been very busy for me, also with a lot of personal things going on. So I really appreciate you, my subscribers, for coming back as always. And number two, I encourage all of you to please follow my Twitter at Technoid12. I am trying to grow my social media platform, and I hope to see you all there, where you can get exclusive tweets, exclusive first looks, all those other great benefits on Twitter. So please follow me on Twitter so you'll be up to date with the latest episode of Technoid. Now that we got that out of the way, let's start the episode. So story number one, the main story, the Google Pixel 6 and 6 Pro. Now it's been a while since I've talked about the 6 and 6 Pro. I basically said that they were looking to be the big flagship that Google had set out to make, because we already know that they're hitting the home run with their mid-ranges. But the one target that they haven't hit is, of course, their flagship. Well, the design image came out from John Prosser, and of course everybody ran at it, and then of course reliable leakers then came out and started doing the same thing, and for the most part the design looks like RoboCop. I mean, what can you expect? It looks like RoboCop. Am I wrong? I mean, maybe, but we got a little bit more images coming out, and from our first set of images for these new case manufacturers, we can see that the Pixel 6 is going to have a triple camera setup, but with the Pixel 6 Pro, we can see that there is an extra cutout that shows to be for a wide, different lens. Now, taking a look at the dimensions of the case, starting with the Pixel 6, we have 158.6 by 74 by 8.9, whereas the 6 Pro is 163.9 by 75 by 8.9. So basically there is a slight difference in the size, so we obviously know they're going to be a bigger screen, but we do also know that the Pixel 6 Pro camera speculation has been around 8 megapixels telephoto, whereas the wide and ultra wide would be a brand new 50 megapixel sensor. We did see this come in Samsung and Sony, so I wouldn't be surprised if Google was to go that route. But taking a look also at the Google Pixel 6, both phones will contain a 12 megapixel sensor, so you can imagine the photography algorithms going off on that phone. But then of course, taking a look at the wide capsule chipset that we've also talked about, there have been a little more evidence coming out that Google has tested and have done some research internally with the Whitechapel chipsets, but there has been no further development as they have been testing it. So looking at the camera specs, taking a look at this phone, I'm going to reiterate what I said, but I'm going to add some more information. I think that Google is really going to hit the nail on the phone with this model. I see what I did there? Nail on the phone? Well, that's kind of stupid. But anyway, they are going to try and make the flagship of iPhones for Android. Because we've known for a while, we've known that Google has the capabilities to make the best Android phone for your money. I would go out as far as to say that they are the best Android to buy, but only for mid-ranges. They don't have a flagship that really can go toe-to-toe with the iPhone in terms of performance, in terms of features, and also things. They have the software support, they do have the camera capabilities, they do have some cool, useful features with Android, but they don't have what that iPhone has, and that is the CPU performance, etc. Well, now it seems if Google really wants to go all in on their Pixel 6 and 6 Pro, this is the perfect time, this is the perfect setup, but most of all, this is everything we've wanted to see from the start. And I am so excited to see what Google does, because I want to see their project grow, I want to see more from them. So I really hope that Google, you really hit the nail on the coffin, and I really do, I cannot say it anymore. Please hit a home run with this flagship. Please don't let it be halfway. Don't let it be semi-flagship. Don't let it be anything. Let it be the premium flagship that you have wanted to make. Please, that is all we are asking. Story number two, keeping up with CPUs, let's talk Samsung and their reported custom CPUs. Now, as you know, we know they have a big partnership with AMD, but we also know that they're working on, of course, in-house CPUs. Well, according to GSM, Samsung is looking to hire ex-Apple and AMD engineers for custom CPUs. Now this is just a rumored report, but if the report is true, it does show that Samsung is willing to pay top dollar for former Apple executives and designers. According to the report, it looks like Samsung is counting on former CPU engineers of Apple and AMD would be a major player for them in their custom chipset battle. According to the report, they are looking to design custom chips with AMD to bring on a new GPU and also CPU performance to their Exynos series. Now, we do know that Qualcomm is going to be introducing some custom CPUs in the future, but it looks like they're going to try to ramp up production to not only outbeat what Apple is doing with the M series chip, which is probably never going to happen, but you know, never say never. They do also look like they want to replace their lineup with better support, better in-house softwares, and also, of course, they want to get this out to pro computers, as that will be the first product in the lineup. Now, Samsung, I do know, is the only one that has been able to go toe-to-toe with Apple in the American market. So by them being able to go all in on their in-house CPUs and add more features, add more abilities, and everything like that, I could say safely, without a doubt, that if Samsung does this, they will be on par with Apple in terms of performance and enhancement of their ecosystem. Now, performance is a little bit of an overstatement, but if you look at what Samsung has done with appliances, if you look at what they've done with anything outside of smartphones, they are huge. So don't think they can't do it. They can, and they're willing to pay top dollars for it, so keep your eye on that project. And lastly, keeping up with Samsung, we have an update on the Z Flip and Fold 3. It has been reported that it has now entered mass production, and the final designs and everything are in the chopping block, and we can expect the Z Flip 3 to make its debut any day now. Now, I've already talked about this phone, I've already talked to you everything you need to know about it, so if you want to know more about the Fold and the Flips, what we can expect, I encourage you guys to check out my previous episode, which you can watch at the end of the video or in whatever that little circle is at the top of your video. But real quickly, just to clarify, these Fold and Flip 3 are reported to be a little bit cheaper to help get more people into the foldables. They are also going to have a lot more updated design, they are going to have better cameras, but most of all, they're going to be an improvement of what we've seen in the foldable lineups, because it looks like Samsung's making the big push with foldables, so I can't really argue with that because nobody really is, so we do need some diversification in that field. And that is it for today's episode of TechNerd. Now guys, it's really great to be behind the camera. Again, a lot of setbacks, a lot of things have happened, so I'm really glad that I'm able to be back behind the camera. I appreciate all of you watching. Again guys, if you enjoyed the episode, hit the like button. If you dislike the video, you can hit that dislike button. It does help circulate the videos. As always, everyone, thank you so much for watching. I will see you all on the next episode. Have a great rest of your day, guys. Take care, stay safe, and peace!